we think the opportunity for those of you who are providing services to customers, there's about $100 billion worldwide in providing services capability. As people need to invest in skill sets and capabilities to go there. So whether you're supplying the industry or whether you're actually looking at your data center today, there's huge opportunities for you to get savings. So if you're thinking about, my God, my data center is full, how do I manage it for the next number of years? You're going to start seeing dramatic efficiencies in technology to allow you to scale dramatically and at the same time maintain that growth to your existing infrastructure. Now, if you think that's worldwide numbers, do the math. Europe is about 35-36% of total worldwide consumption, and Spain, the fifth biggest economy in Europe, so you can work the math. There's a tremendous opportunity for you to derive savings for your companies by actually looking at your existing infrastructure and looking at the ability to be able to drive refresh, driving efficiency, and driving a capability to look at a unified fabric to maximize those efficiencies. It's also, for those in the industry, a very good time to look at how you can help customers achieve that. So from a data center strategy, have one, work with your board, derive one, and drive some efficiencies. If you look at the simplification, there's multiple data center networks out there for LAN, management or storage, and virtualization. We need to simplify the costs associated with that. So we're working into many network infrastructure companies to look at putting our technology in there to be able to derive huge amounts of efficiencies associated with that. We believe 10 gig over Ethernet is, we believe, to be the platform of choice moving forward. And that ability to virtualize some of the performance capabilities and collapse the data traffic across the depths of the network. Because the way we look at it really, if you look at the data center, we got to get away from the silos of servers, network, storage. If we look at our storage today, 85% of the vendors have Intel technology in them. If we're looking at the network infrastructure, they're around the same time. And then on the servers, we have even higher than that overall in the particular server area. But we see that as an overall entity. So we're looking at the capability to derive a lot more convergence between storage, network, and server to a unified capability. That's where working with Cisco provides tremendous value add. So you see, bandwidth of I/O, because I used to talk to customers before about the server, and they say the server needs to be more efficient, it needs to be more performant. And we go, there you go. Now what? Well, now you've created a bottleneck. We need to open the I/O. We need faster I/O throughput, and we'll work with that capability. And now it's the case of storage has lagged behind. And some of the storage opportunities that we're working with companies like EMC is actually putting in Xeon architecture into their particular infrastructure and be able to manage much faster throughput, better data analysis, better caching, mirroring, and redundancy capabilities. So overall, we see it as a unified capability that provides that response to the customer when and where they need it. And if you look at consolidation, we're continuing to release products that are faster, better, more efficient, more reliable, and more mission-critical capability all the time. So say, for instance, you've got racks of servers and that you purchased in 2006, 5 years ago. Some people run at 5-year replacement cycles. You run down your servers over 5 years. A lot of people are doing it less right now. So say you've got 18 racks, because we're looking at the one server today, or back in 2006, and one server today is about 18 times more performant. So therefore, if you've got 18 racks, you can get 18 times the performance by actually upgrading those. Or you can actually consolidate, and you can reduce the footprint onto one rack. So you've gone from 18 racks down to one, to give you the same level of performance. I would prefer you to do the other thing, was replace 18 racks with 18 racks, and that would be pretty good as well. So that will give you dramatic performance uplift. That's on an existing infrastructure. And also, 93% annual energy reduction savings. That's absolutely phenomenal. So you can see from some of the speakers today that we're talking about cloud and where to go and look at the elements of cloud and how to derive a strategy. Some of the basic components are there for you to work with today. Because as you see, as the growth in cloud, and looking at the ability to be able to manage it, the technology is already there to take advantage of the growth. You don't have to go out and build more and more data centers. Yes, you will decide to have a private cloud, or in some cases you'll start moving your data out to public clouds, should and when you need it. And that'll have the dependencies we talked before on security, the importance of it, the ability of the users to get access to some of that. We put in latest features into our technology, more security, more power management, more reliability, more virtualization. The latest products we've just announced a couple of weeks ago, we're now at mission critical class computing. So we're now at any particular application in the world today can be run on an Intel Xeon platform. In fact, we're running in one of the largest, most mission critical in New York, attached to Wall Street. We launched it last June, so we're almost at 12 months and there hasn't been a single outage. So we're up at around the 7 nines. So it gives you tremendous capability as people are looking at the cost savings associated with that. So overall, we're pretty excited about the evolution of data centers and the evolution of cloud and how people will start embracing it. So what we've got to be able to do is to continue with the technologies we have, whether they're single socket, whether they're dual socket, or whether they're 4 socket, and all the way up to the possibility of having a 256 socket systems. We got the best performance, and that's being expressed by customers' preference overall. Most of the data centers in the world today are run on Intel. We got superior efficiencies, and we'll continue to build on that. And also with the massive scalability that we have, we're beginning to see more and more mission-critical customers and mainframe-like customers use Xeon. And then we're looking at the built-in security and functionality associated with that, and we're putting that level of security right down onto the silicon, to the lowest level, to ensure you've got the maximum level of security. And that's to do with some of the investments we're making, and also some of the things that we'll do with silicon in the next couple of years, due to some of our partnerships with some of the companies that we're working with, and also with people like Legacy that we've purchased. So I think for you moving forward, there's a couple of key things. Number one, I think you've got to just standardize. Look at the overall compute environment, whether it's storage, compute, or network, as I said. Work on the overall workload agility. Simplify it by standardizing, lower your costs, and look at the overall performance on demand capability through a unified fabric. That's the secret sauce in that. Have a virtualization strategy and understand how you need to look at adding more and more of the applications onto that capability. Ensure that it's not just purely a basic virtualization. Look at the various different functionality and capabilities to provide you with that level of requirement that you need. And also look at the storage and the network functionality to be fundamentally, over the next couple of years, to be an integral part of the unified fabric. We work with many partners, and we work with Cisco. I must admit, about 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago, when we heard that Cisco were moving into the server market. And I certainly was surprised initially, but also very excited by it. They're a company that really understands enterprise business. They've got excellent relationships, they understand the needs of customers. And they've quickly decided to really move ahead and look at building the best in class. So already we're seeing in the 4-socket space, they got the world record on VMware. If you look at the 2-socket and the 4-socket, x86 and SpecInt, and also the 2-socket on the Spec, so some of the benchmarks they're seeing, they are getting the server market. They've also, if I look at, as I go around Europe and visit customers and look at here today, some customers who have actually chosen Cisco and decided to standardize on Cisco for either cloud and cloud solutions. Those particular ones are one of the best examples in Europe today. Now maybe it's cutting edge, but in Spain, you guys have decided to embrace technology and work with Cisco and go for it. And I applaud you for that, because that's what we need more of in Europe, is people out there at the cutting edge, people deploying the latest technology, because that allows you to be more competitive, not only in Spain, but more competitive with your neighbors in Europe, but also with some of the BRIC countries and the Americans. It's important that you stay ahead of the game, because this world is a very small place these days. So again, I think we have to applaud the efforts of Cisco, and they really are there now as a partner to work with. So overall, we're terribly committed to the cloud architecture and cloud solutions moving forward. We'll continue to invest heavily. We'll continue to give you not only the technologies we just have that you really should adopt and embrace, but also